Good evening, YouTube viewers and subscribers. Those of you that watch my channel on a regular basis will know that I'm kind of been in the last few weeks or so been on a quest for 60 size two-stroke engines. And I've got a few. In fact, I've got an upcoming 60 size two-stroke series of videos coming out. Hopefully in the next weeks, month maybe. It could take a while. But this is an engine that I got quite by accident, really. I was asking a friend of mine if he had a carb for an OS FSR 61 engine, and he mentioned that he did, and then he also said, well, I got a couple other engines too. And I said, well, tell me what you got and we'll talk. So what he had was this beautiful thing. Now this is an Irvine 61. Never had an Irvine 60 engine before. I did have an Irvine 40 once before, but I think I had it new in box, and I don't even think I ever ran it. So this will be my first experience running an Irvine engine. So this one is actually a pretty damn nice looking specimen. I believe, now Irvine engines in the past were made in the UK or made in England, is what it would say on here. I'm not exactly sure the timeline, but at some point I believe ownership of the Irvine engine brand was either bought out by OS, and I believe that when OS did that, because OS makes many of their engines now in China, I believe that that's where this one is from, because this engine doesn't say anything about where it was made on it at all. So that's my indication that this is a Chinese made Irvine 61. This just so happens to be an ABC engine, and I want to take a quick look at it. So it's interesting to me because we've got a wide range of colors on this engine. We've got obviously the red enamel coating, which is very attractive, looks like the OS LA series. And then you've got this, standard matte finished aluminum exhaust, and then of course you have a black carb. And I know Irvine carbs have been black for some time, I believe. I don't know a whole heck of a lot about Irvine engines. In fact, I could not find a review of this engine at all. So I'm not really sure how old it is. I don't believe that this particular engine is that old, but I'm not exactly sure when they bought out or moved to Japan. So let's just take a little bit closer look here at this. So you can see there is no ring. This is the ABC version. Carb works fine. I mean, this engine looks like it's brand new. I know it's been run because I can see some carbon residue in there. I wish I knew more about this engine, but I really don't. But what I want to do is I want to take a quick look inside here and see what we've got. I know it seems like it's a low runtime engine, and I'll pop the head off too. Now that's odd. As soon as I started cracking screws on this, I started getting a really strange smell that I didn't smell when I took the exhaust off. So this is interesting. I can't quite place that smell, but it doesn't smell like glow fuel, it doesn't smell like gasoline, it doesn't smell like kerosene. I'm not sure what it... Oh, I bet you I think it smells like automatic transmission fluid. Oh man, that's nasty. The more screws I take out of this thing, the stronger that smell is. This is nasty. So let's see what we got going on in here. Oh, yeah. Well, that's kind of a cool thing. This has an O-ring seal. That is a very, very cool thing. But the inside of this engine looks dry. Now this is cool. Look at this. Let me zoom way in here. You can see on this counterweight here, it says 61. Now it's dry. Totally dry. I don't really see any residue in here. I mean, it's the inside of the case is completely dry. So whatever was put in here stunk, still stinks. But this engine looks like it's in good enough shape just to run as it is. So I probably won't disassemble it any further than that before I run it, but I can pretty much tell you that the back of that crankcase or crankshaft looks rusty, perhaps. So at some point I'll probably tear this engine down and clean it up. I mean, the bearings feel fine right now, but I'll take it for a test run first and then make a determination. Interesting. Very interesting. Look at that. This thing looks like it's got very little runtime on it. Here's the inside of the head. Very clean. I mean, this basically looks like it's a new engine. The top of the piston doesn't smell as nasty as the inside of the crankcase does, though. So, okay, I'm calling this a 1 or 2 run engine, and that's it. So, that's a pretty good score. Now, I'm sure many of you are probably curious, so let me back up a little bit. In my quest to get some 60 size engines, I have had to sell some engines, and that's basically how I was able to get these engines. Now, the good thing is that every single 60 size engine I have purchased for this shootout has been under $100, and that includes this one. Believe it or not, the fellow I bought this from usually really tries to make a profit on his engines, and I'm sure he still made one, but I paid an amazing $60 for this engine, which basically looks like a brand new engine. It may stink a little bit, but man, that's a damn nice looking engine. So I'm going to conclude this with the head off like this because I'm going to oil it up a little bit in there and kind of help facilitate some things, and then hopefully very soon I'm going to get this on the stand and run it. Thank you for watching.